Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Embassy of India, Dublin, I welcome you all on our series of lectures program, India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series, which was started with the inspiration and motivation from Ambassador of India, Sri Akhilesh Mishra ji. And we have covered various subjects on this, which has received overwhelming response from the audience. To grace another episode, we have with us Acharya Sri Avijit Das ji, who is a master of Kuchipudi dance and recipient of Ustad Bishmillah Yuva Puraskar by the Central Sangeet Natak Academy for his contribution to Kuchipudi dance form. Today he will be familiarizing us with this major dance form of India, which belongs to the state of Andhra Pradesh. Sri Avijit ji started learning classical dance at a very young age of 5, and having keen interest in Kuchipudi, he later joined Kuchipudi Art Academy and established himself as Kuchipudi dancer with an international reputation within a short span of 10 years. He also founded the Kim Aham Academy of Indian Classical Dance in Bangalore to promote classical dances of India. Before we request Sri Avijit ji to grace the floor, I will request Ambassador of India, Sri Akhilesh Mishra ji, to share his views on today's presentation.
Namaskar, a very warm welcome to all of you. Hema ji, thank you so much for organizing this event. I must begin by expressing my sincere thanks to Avijit Das ji for sparing time to present this and attend this program. We are very delighted to have you, a distinguished artist like you, guru like you. I used to be Director General of ICCR and also a member of the Sangeet Natak Academy board. So I'm aware how competitive it is to get Bishmillah Khan award. When I learned about your visit to Ireland, I was very keen to have your performance. Unfortunately, the audience and the nature of diaspora and also the society is such that we don't get enough audience in Ireland compared to what you are used to in India and also some other countries. So what we have innovatively created, thanks to my very dynamic colleague Hema ji, to have a virtual platform, a hybrid board platform on which we disseminate the different aspects of positive developments in India in science and technology, in economy, education, entrepreneurship, and also art and culture. We are using this platform, India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series, to spread positive stories and skills and talent and creativity from India in Irish audience, and also similar Irish talent, their activities, their innovative creative skills and activities, their achievements disseminated in India through social media, so that minimal cost but maximum in person unfortunately is not very effective in Ireland. So we are not doing, we would have loved to host in-person event, but it's not worth your effort. So what we would like and request you to do is to explain to lay Irish audience who are not familiar with the intricacies of Kuchipudi dance. So if you can explain very basics, gestures, movements, and how does like Kuchipudi tradition is distinct from some other Indian classical dance styles that we have. And also if you want to explain how Kuchipudi is different from the Irish or Western dance traditions, again there will be very good input from your side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
We really look forward to your presentation, and that will be a good introduction for common Irish people to learn and begin to appreciate Kuchipudi dance. And I must also convey my very sincere good wishes to Kim Aham Dance School. And probably you would have known that Ireland is from Indian diaspora point of view, is at a very interesting cusp. The diaspora is growing, it has come to a kind of critical mass to make a visible impact. We have around 80,000 people of Indian origin and PI and non-resident Indians, and a very significant number from South India, from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We have good number. All of them are professionals, all of them are first generation, all of them are deeply committed to and passionate about their culture. So you have good fertile ground which is being created. Maybe on your next visit you will have in-person presentation. Once again, my sincere thanks to you for sparing time. You came on a private visit, but still you were very kind to spare time to make this presentation and be embassy. We are very grateful. Chala dhanyawad Mandi.
First of all, namaste and thank you each and everyone and Embassy of India Dublin for having me and my disciple Chandrika Durba to come here today and explain and giving a very little bit introduction of Kuchipudi dance. So, can you go to the next slide? Sure. So today we are going to talk about Kuchipudi Vyastha Nrityam. So the word Vyastha means a solo dance tradition, and Kuchipudi started as a dance drama tradition from undivided Andhra Pradesh, and the first trace of Kuchipudi can be seen in Andhra dynasty, which is where we talk about the Andhra people as a tribe. And then afterwards, in 16th century, we can see that Veera Narasimha, Vijayanagara Empire, an emperor, who has taken care of the Kuchipudi people or the Bhagavatulas, because they used to spread about Bhagavatam. So that's why they were called Bhagavatulas. And there was a dedicated village called Kuchipudi where the dance has been originated. That's why the name of the dance came from a small village called Kuchipudi itself. So that's where the Kuchipudi first and foremost is different from any other classical dance styles. And there, in the Kuchipudi village, there used to be 16 to 17 families who were dedicatedly pursuing this art form, and they used to perform as a theatre. That used to call Kuchipudi Yakshagana. Yakshagana is a tradition of music. But they used to go to small different villages and talk about Bhagavatam, give a lecture, or lecture this is the performance in a theatre way, theatrical way. So now from there, how Kuchipudi became a solo dance tradition. That's a very interesting journey of Kuchipudi, which will be unfolding it throughout our process of lecture. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So when we say history of Vyastha Nrityam, right now we can see a picture where a Stri Vesham and a Purusa Vesham. Vesham is a attire which we talk about, and so now we can see a Karnataka Yakshagana and Kuchipudi Stri Vesham. So why Stri Vesham? The word Stri Vesham means you appear as a female character. In earlier age, it was very difficult for female to travel from village to village for several logistic problems. So the male used to take the female personation and they used to perform. So we can also see in Kathakali we still have that tradition, but Kuchipudi we are slowly have moved to Vyastha Nrityam, which is a solo dance tradition again. And so that point of time, so when we do a theatre form, like suppose if we do a Ramayana as an example, there is a character of Sita, there is a character of Surpanaka, there is another female characters. So these female characters used to be performed by the male artist. And how it used to happen in Kuchipudi village, when a child born in the age of 5 years, 5 months and 5th day, that they used to get that Upanayanam, which is called secret thread ceremony. There's a Ramalingeshwara Swami temple in the Kuchipudi village. So they used to go there and do that ceremony, and as well as they used to get introduced to the dance. And it is believed that Siddhendra Yogi is the godfather of Kuchipudi, who has given birth to the Kuchipudi dance tradition. So these Kuchipudi families, who are these Kuchipudi families? The one who used to practice this dance tradition, and they were such as Vedantam, the surname I'm talking about. So that surname people like Vedantam, Pashumarti, Bokka, then we have several other certain people who only dedicated their life to just promote and propagate Kuchipudi Yakshaganas. Eventually, when Kuchipudi started growing and started, like when Muslim invasion happened, Abu Shani Tanisha, who has given that village as an agraharam to the Kuchipudi village people who used to practice this art form. That's how Kuchipudi has been originated, and it has been practiced by the family. It used to be very family-centric art form. We can also give a parallel understanding of Jatra in other states. If we are even in Kuttu, we have this Kuttus in Tamil Nadu. So there are particular family who practices that. And by the same way, Kuchipudi used to be practiced by the certain family people. But Indrani Rahmanji, our big legends in the field of classical dance, she was the first lady, believed that in the history said that she used to be the first lady who came from non-Kuchipudi family, who has learned from several gurus in Kuchipudi village, and she started performing across the world. I think Indrani Rahmanji was one of the most celebrated female artists in the field of Kuchipudi, or you can say Bharatanatyam, because that time everybody used to learn different art forms. So that's how the Kuchipudi has been originated. So now can we So we'd like to show you a glimpse of the collaborative work which I have recently done for part of MES College in Bangalore, where I have played and given a talk about how Stri Vesham, the male used to do the female Stri Vesham. And there's another actor who is Kiramani Sar's, Hegde Sar's son, who has acted as a Krishna. This is a snippet from Subhadra Kalyanam, which is a Karnataka Yakshagana text where we have taken and we have explored that possibility of bringing Kuchipudi Stri Vesham along with Karnataka Yakshagana. Here we see how Satyabhama, this is another character of Satyabhama, which is very popular character of Kuchipudi. The moment we talk about Kuchipudi, Satyabhama is somebody which is very popular as Krishna's wife. So being a male, it was very hard for me to portray like female character. It took us a lot of time because this is not something which I usually do it. But since this MS college, this was a paper for the students to research how to do it, and they have invited us to create this project for the college. And it was wonderfully received, as well as we have presented this piece for the MS college. So now we understand how Kuchipudi was very male-dominated art form. It used to be, everything used to be taken care by the male. Everything has to be done by, performed by the male. Even the female characters, I don't know how they used to do it, but it is very hard. Trust me, it took me 2 hours to even get ready. And I said it's much easier for me to perform as a male rather than dancing as a female, because you are always conscious about if the hair falls out, because it's too difficult to perform. But I really, thanks to all the female dancers who take a lot of effort to dress up and go on stage. I think it's hats off to all of you, all the female dancers. Okay, going to the next slide. So about the demonstration, which will be before we start the demonstration, I want to give a little idea about how Kuchipuri's fundamental structure is, how it is different from other classical dance styles. Unlike other classical dance styles, Kuchipuri, the basic fundamentally, it is taken from the Jati Vedas. What is Jati Vedas? Jati Vedas is nothing other than the counts. Like we have 3 count steps, we have 4 count steps, we have 5 count steps, then we have 7 and 9. So these are very fundamental understanding of Kuchipudi. So before you start even learning dance, you need to have a very strong idea about the talam. So that's called talam, 3 beats counts. The Kathak dancers can relate to it, but we look very similar to Bharatanatyam, but it is absolutely far away. Technically, we are very far away from Bharatanatyam, even though, because it's a very neighboring state. So that's why there are very much similar way when you look at the art form. But the technique, the moment you enter the stage, the way our gaits are very different from Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. And the fundamental itself, because we have in Bharatanatyam we have a Ados, but in Kuchipudi we have Adobulus, but which starts with a different Jati Vedas. That's what called Jati Vedas. Since you are a Bharatanatyam dancer, you will be able to relate to it. And we do it in, first we learn Chaturashra Jati steps. So the steps which are set to 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, 4 beats. Then we learn the Tishram, then it's 3 counts. But we don't have any other classical dance style. So fundamentally we are very different. Then we have also Jatis. Jatis are the sense is a combination of steps which is we combine. It's like a word, like in a couple of words we make a sentence. The same way we have Jatis. So after you finish the basic steps and Jatis, then you learn an invocation. And it's a very interesting aspects of Kuchipudi is we follow Natya Shastra a lot. Like our mother text, the Trita is Natya Shastra, which is the origin of all the classical dance from which we believe. And so we have Purva Ranga Vidhi. The first item is Purva Ranga Vidhi. Purva means the before, Ranga is the stage, and the Vidhi. Vidhi is the Paddhati or the rituals which we perform before we go on stage. So if you see how Kuchipudi's items or the pieces has been structured, is very much close to how Natya Shastra has been written. That's a treatise which is with several hundred years back, like 3rd century AD, if we have evidence of that, but that's how it is. So first we do Purvaranga Vidhi, then we have a Jatiswaram, then we have an invocation, we have Shabdam, but Shabdam is also because the moment Muslim invasion happened in undivided Andhra Pradesh or South India, we have so many Shabdams which has a name Salam, like in the end of the Shabdam, which have the word Salam, where we are addressing the kings, especially the kings. Those are the pieces has been created for the praise of king, in the praise of the Muslim ruler at that point of time. So if we see that kind of development happen and how Kuchipudi has developed, there is always a social influence into it. Yes. So Kuchipudi artist or Bhagavatula artist, the Kuchipudi Yakshagan artist has always been very updated in terms of their presentation, because they have to create a new pieces compared to the other family, because every family in this 15 or 16 families, they're all doing Bhamagalapam, but how they are very individualistic or different from each other, so that's where their mastery comes and that's where the character comes. So each family, the artist used to be mastered for a certain particular character. From the child, like the moment they get introduced to the dance, the guru or the master garu, which we say in Kuchipudi, they knew what this character's the boy has a caliber of. So they used to train for Strivesham. Some people are used to be trained for demonic character or Rakshasa character, as in basic understanding I'm talking about. So they have been trained certain way, and there are legends which we'll talk about in future slides. There are legends for particular. There are legends for Strivesham, who has performed entire age, entire life journey for Stri Vaisham. So right now we are going to demonstrate about Chaturashra Jati steps, which is a 4 counts steps. I will ask my student Chandrika Duba to come and join me. Pranamya Sirasa Devo Pita Mahamaheshwarau Natya Shastram Pravakshami Brahmanaya Dudaritam Devatanam Sirastastu Guru Nama Sasamsitaha Vakshastaschaiva Vipranam Seshet Vanyamot Bhavet Vishnu Shakti Samutpanne Chitravarne Mahitale Anekaratna Sampanne Bhumi Devi Namostute Samudravasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Natyam Karishye Bhudevi Padaghatam Kshamaswame Kati Karna Samayatra Kurparamsa Sirastatha Samunnata Puraschaiva Saustabham Nama Tadbhavet Prayena Karane Karyo Vamu Vakshastita Karaha Charanasyanugachapi Dakshinastu Bhavet Karaha. So this is a slokam taken from Natya Shastra, and it has been structured by our Guru, Dr. Sri Vembadichinna Satyam. And this is what we do before we start dancing. So we salute to our Devatas, where we lift our hands up. Chandrika, if you can, yeah. So this is salutations goes to the Lord. Then we salute to our Gurus from whom we learn, or our elderly persons. And then salutations to the other rest of the audience who are watching us today. For the performance. Then we go down and bow down to our Bhudevi, because we are going to dance on top of the Bhudevi. So we need permission to dance. So that's why we do Bhudevi salutations, and we say, how do you dance? So your Kati and Karna, which is your waist and ear, should be aligned. Should I align them? No. And then your arms has to be opened. Yeah. So that's called Saushtvam. So there is a structure to even dance. How do you stand? You can't dance. So there's a certain way to, that's called Saushtvam. And then you should always start dancing with your right hand and right leg stamping. Yeah. Yeah. So if you notice that she has stamped her right leg and she has opened her right arms. So that's how we start our dancing in the Kuchipudi. Okay, now I would like you to demonstrate the Chaturashra Jati steps. So this is the first step. Takadhina tom, takadhina tom, takadhina tam. Deji, deji, te. I. Tatta, hatta, te. I. Kitataka tam. Deji, deji, te. I. Tatta, hatta, te. I. So you must have noticed that she's stamping her right leg. She's opening her right arms. She's looking at the right side. So there are 3 major aspects when we dance, that your leg should be in a place, your hand should be in a place, and as well as your eyes should move in the right directions. We can't turn our right hand and look at the left side. So there should be an alignment. So this step is said to 4 counts. Chandrika, would you mind holding it? Yeah. So it is tam, degi, degi, te, I, tatta, hatta, te, I. So these are 4 beats cycle. So next we will go to the Tishra Jati steps, which is 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, which we can do it in 3 counts, or we can put chapu as well. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Shall we do the first step for the Tishra Jati? Tam, tata, dinda. Takkita, 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 tattrikadum. Tam, tata, dinda. Tattadhinda, tam, tattadhinda. Tattadhinda, tam, tattadhinda. Tattadhinda, tam, tattadhinda, takkita, tattadhinda. So, how we are using our limbs. Now we come to, first we have seen that we are sitting in a half squat and we are moving our legs. Now we are going to Purna Mandalam, which is full sitting, and then we are stretching our legs, where we bring our Natya Shastra elements called Suchi Pada. This is called, Chandrika, would you like to show one? Yeah. This is called Suchi Pada, where we point our toes. That's called Suchi Pada. Okay. Now we'll be coming to the Khanda Jati steps. Khanda Jati is a 5 count speed cycle, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Takka, takkita, takka, takkita, takka, takkita, kitataka, dharikita, tom, to, dim, mito, dim, mito. tat, dim, tat, ka, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we can see the implementation of Udvayita Jana, which is knee. So you lift your knees and then you stretch your leg. So this terminology comes from Natya Shastra, and it has been used, or I must say, introduced by our great Guru, Dr. Venkateswaran Satam, who belongs, he comes from again traditional Kuchipuri families from Kuchipuri village. So when he moved to Chennai and he has settled down in Chennai and he started reframing, I must say, or restructuring Kuchipuri from Yakshagana to Kuchipuri Vyasthanittam, which is solo dance tradition. He has been introduced, he has taught all his students what Natya Shastra elements are and where do we all use. So that's why we get to know about this. Okay. Next we'll go to the Mishra Jati steps, which is a 7 counts. Takka, Dimmi, Takkitta, Takka, Jannu, Takkitta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Takka, Dinna, Tom, Takka, Dinna, Tom, 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 Tatta, Tom, Tom, Tatti, Tom, Tom, Tatta, Tom, Tom, Tatti, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Tom, Tom, Tatta, Tom, Tom, Tatti, Tom, Tom, Tatta, Tom, Tom, Tatti. Thank you. So now it comes to Sankirna Jati steps, which is a 9 beat cycles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shall we? Takadhina Tom, Takadhina Tom, Takka, Dini, Takka, Takkika, Takka, Jannu, Takka, Takkika, Takka, Dini, Takka, Takkika, Takka, Jannu, Takka, Takkika. So this is how the structure of Kuchipuri, basic fundamental structure of Kuchipuri, where the steps, we have total 66 steps. Yeah, fundamentally we have total 66 steps which are set to different Jati Vedas. In total I am talking about. After you learn these words, basically for your understanding I am telling you the words, then you go to create sentence. How do you create sentence with the Jatis? Okay. So we have different Jati Vedas Jatis, like Chaturashra Jati Jatis, we have Tishra Jati Jatis, we have several different Jati Vedas, all the 5 Jati Vedas Jatis we have. Right now we will demonstrate Chaturashra Jati first Jatis. With Naraka condition. Takadhina Tom, Takadhina Tom. Tehi, Tehi, Tam, 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 Takadhina Tom, Takadhina Tom, Takadhina Talam, Tom, Takadhina Tom, Talam, Tom, Takadhina Tom, Talam, Tom, Talam, Tom, Tata, Deki, Tata, Kadikina, Tom, Tata, Deki, Tata, Kadikina, Tom, Tata, Deki, Kadikina, Tom, Tati, Dhannatta, Dhinna, Tati, Dhanna, Janu, Tati, Dhannatta, Dhinna, Takadina, Tom, Takadina, Tom, Takadina. So that's how the fundamental of Kuchipuri has been evolved, and it has been structured by again none other than Guru Dr. Venkateswaran Satam, who has structured Kuchipuri for our practice. But it was never been, because it is originated from theatre art form, so there was no solo dance pieces. So how the solo dance has been came into picture, which we'll be discussing right now. Okay, next slide. Yeah, Chandra. Okay. Thank you so much. So when we talk about solo dance tradition, so we need to discuss about the legends whose contribution is tremendous. For even if I am standing today and talking, without their immense involvement or the love or affection for the art form, we wouldn't be able to even talk today. So go to the next slide. Yeah. So Vedantam Lakshmana Shastri, whom I really want to talk about, why? And because there are plenty of Kuchipuri practitioners or gurus who has contributed tremendously for the development of Kuchipuri, but somebody who is very close to me, when I read about him, I felt really that I must talk about Vedantam Lakshmana Shastri. Again, we see Vedantam, go to the previous slide, yeah. Vedantam Lakshmana Sastri. Vedantam is a traditional family name and he belongs to the Vedantam family. Vedantam Lakshmana Sastri Garu, who came out of Kuchipudi village first time and started travelling to Madras. That time it was Madras, it was not Chennai or it was Andhra Pradesh. So he came and he has been taught solo dance pieces to several Bharatanatyam dance legends. We all are very familiar with the name Bala Saraswati ji. So he also has taught Bala Saraswati ji, has taught several other Bharatanatyam dance legends. And he has created solo dance pieces. Why and how solo dance pieces came into the picture? Because it's a theatre act. So somebody who is, suppose if I am acting as Rama and the next scene I have to act another male character, so I have to go and change. So during that change, that stage should not be empty. So somebody has to do something. So because somebody has to do something, so that solo pieces has been created. Suppose a Shabdam or a small invocation or a small Jatiswaram. That we say side actor. So they come and perform and then they goes, by the time they change and then come to the next scene. So during the change of every scene of a theatre, this solo dance pieces used to be performed. And Lakshminarayan Shastri Garu, who has created tremendous or numerous number of solo dance pieces, which has been taught to his disciples. And Vedanta, our Guru, Dr. Venkateswaran Guruji, was one of his senior disciples. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Yes, so Vedantam Satyanarayana Sharma Garu, he is a male and who was very, very popular for Stree Vesham. There is a movie made on him as well. It's called Bhama. That movie, I am not getting the name right now. So there's a documentation happened. So he had been performing like Satyabhama for ages, and then he died a couple of years back in 2012. So he is very popular for portraying Satyabhama. So he's a male who used to act as Satyabhama. And Satyabhama is like Krishna Bhama Kalapam is something which is very, very popular in Kuchipudi dance tradition. Again, what is Kalapam? If we talk about Kalapam, Kalapam is nothing other than a small story where there will be one main character and then one will be supporting character and then another will be a narrator who will take the entire story around. So in Bhama Kalapam we have Madhavi, which is the narrator, then we have a Krishna, we have Satyabhama. So when there is not much budget and then the people wants to see Kuchipudi, have a Kuchipudi again flavor or the performance. So this small troupe used to go and perform, where we don't need entire Melam. Melam is the entire troupe of the Kuchipudi Yakshagana. So he was very popular for portraying Satyabhama, and you can see how beautiful he is. And nobody will believe until we talk about he is how beautiful he is. And we'll go to the next one. Yeah. So Vempati Chinna Satkam is as much as I say, is very less, because I think Master Guru is somebody who has taken this art form into different level. I think he was a visionary in the first place, and he knew that what has to be done. He was wise enough to create n number of solo pieces. He has trained several legends. I can name Vajanti Malavali, Hema Malini ji, Vajanti Malavali again, then Padmini, Ragini. You name the biggest actress in the industry, because he used to choreograph in the film, in Telugu film industry. He was a very famous even cinematographer, dance choreographer. So he used to create pieces in the film, and he has his choreographies are legendary. Still, if we perform after 50 years, it looks as fresh as right now as if he is created till date. So Venkateswaran Guruji has established Kuchipudi Art Academy, which is in Chennai. He also came out from Kuchipudi village, and he has established the Kuchipudi Art Academy, and he has trained numerous number of students, and his contribution is tremendous to create Kuchipudi solo dance tradition. He has created several dance dramas where he has introduced female as a male character. Like Shiva has been done by female. Like how Kuchipudi used to be before, in previously the male used to portray female character. So he has done the exactly opposite. He has trained the female to do the male character. The biggest example, I think some people will be familiar with some movies name called Shankara Varanam, which was very popular movie, and I think 30 or 40 years back. So Manju Bhargavi is also on G, was my guru. So she used to act as Shiva, and Pempati Chinnaswaram Guruji was very specific to make sure that the female do the male role. It's exactly opposite. So he was always been visionary. He has created several solo dance pieces and as well as the dance dramas, which he has across North America. He has traveled, and he also Guruji has passed away in 2012. So I was very fortunate to have his glimpse. I lived in Kuchipudi Art Academy when I joined Kuchipudi Art Academy. Guruji was alive, and after he passed away in 2012, I moved to Bangalore to learn again Manju Bhargavi Garu. I was mesmerized because I never believed that a female can dance so vigorously, and when I saw her performance, I thought she's a male. I never believed that. Then when she removed her makeup, and I said, wow, that's a surprise. I couldn't believe that you are a female doing a male character. I think because of that, I was very fascinated to learn under her, and I moved from Chennai to Bangalore, and so that's how my Kuchipudi journey started. And now we have another legends people, legendary gurus who is still alive. We'll go to the next slide. So in this picture we can see Pashumati Ramalinga Shastri Garu. Actually from our school, Kimaham School of Kuchipudi, we invite the legends to come and give a talk, so that our school students also get a glimpse, because we live in a city where we don't get that opportunity to how the traditional people believe, or what is their belief system, how they live and where they come from. It's always very different from a metropolitan city when we live in a city like Bangalore. So I have called Pashumati Ramalinga Shastri Garu. So he came and he gave a talk, and in this picture also you can see Uma Dogaraji, who is a director of Katha Kendra right now. So she also came to give a talk, and we have Pallavi Krishnanji. She's a Mohiniyattam exponent. She got this year Senior Sangeet Academy Award from Central Sangeet Academy. So can we play this video? So we'll be listening to him a little bit and then see how he explains the development of Kuchipudi, why Kuchipudi used to be performed in a circular movement, and why do we have the movements in such a way. So he'll be explaining right now. Okay, just sorry, I might interrupt. So other thing I wanted to tell you is that Kuchipudi practitioners, or the Kuchipudi gurus, the legends, they are also trained in music. They used to sing and perform, and because the audience used to be max to max 150, and they used to sit in a circle. So the actor also used to be singing, playing instrument and dancing at the same time. We are very familiar with opera in Western world, how they sing and act the same way our Kuchipudi gurus, legends, used to sing and act. Now we have recorded music, now we have a singer, musicians, percussionists, everybody is supporting us, but they used to sing and act, which was tremendous. I think it is wonderful. I think we are not even close by that. Singing and dancing was in a different level. So we'll go.
Dhendru Nipalana Sri Dhatesa Napano. See how many Gati set, Jati set. One Daru. See, Ramana Shatam also belongs to Kuchipudi only. I'm talking about Kuchipudi dance. Ramana Shatam also belongs to Kuchipudi only.
So the items belongs to Kuchipudi means it belongs to the family. So there's all family has different styles. Yeah, go ahead.
Person do not have command and laya, he cannot do the footwork. And the other thing you said, when you do Takadimi in Bharatanatyam, they do in right angle, 90 degree peeping. Yeah, Pandanallur, they follow, because I don't know, I have not seen Pandanallur Meenakshi Sundaram Pillai, and they call it Pandanallur Meenakshi Sundaram tradition, Pandanallur tradition, and they learn under him directly, and you all know. And I learned Bharatanatyam in Kalakshetra. Before going to Kalakshetra, I am already initiated into dance at a very tender age. And they taught us Kuchipudi. I learned first Kuchipudi under Padanampala, as I told. You know, then the Takadimi just he said, Takadimi he said, we do cross in Kuchipudi so that we have to covering the space and we go round. Yeah, you said, but there is no clarity when you are telling it. I tell you why, because Kuchipudi dance was basically it is a drama-oriented form. Everybody knows better than me. One thing is they used to perform in a chaurasta. We call it Nadi Bazar. Nadi Bazar means Naluguru Nadiche. All the 4 streets join there. Chaurasta you call it in Hindi. Charasta. They perform there. Yeah. And one should really appreciate Chinasatya Masterji's the innovations that he has done. I, being a Kuchipudi man, I really appreciate his industry, the hard work. What's the name? Pallavi, sorry. Can you read, please? While he is dancing, Ksheravagasi means Lakshmi Devi. Sheera is Milky Ocean's daughter. Tanayapada. In that he says, why these circles have been? When you ask somebody, what I learned from Master Buddhi to me, see this, she is the daughter of Milky Ocean and has been married to Lord Vishnu and been on the second same in the middle of the ocean. So, how the middle of the ocean is getting this round and that is the rock. The entire at this moment is around altitude of water. So she is covered with what you have is what is water. But here she I'm not doing water. Here she is going around the water. She is in that position. She need not swim. Fish need not swim. She need not fish swim. She is the daughter of ocean. Yes. So nobody will teach us. Yes. So she is showing that the water is around which is the same amount. And that to depict that the Dharani is found around that is the water, ocean. Vasane the Puraskar Samudra Vasane, what she want, Dharani say Samudra Vasane the Puraskar Mandale Navishya Buddhi So going around means what? Because this dance form is performed in a Ustad. So people are in what is 4 groups. Should be
So he was actually trying to give us an insightful understanding of why, because they are not convinced. They have to, like, he has to tell, like, okay. Yeah, just play. So he was trying to give us, like, students to make us understand why, like, was being created like that. Even we have movements like how we chant milk. I will ask Chandrika to show you after this. So we have certain movements has been taken from our daily lifestyles. Like we have a movement like this, which is our, we call 19 steps or 12 steps. So the very socio and like very generic lifestyle, how we live our life. That's how the dance has been developed for Kuchipudi.
I wanted to come and do Kamla. Who can show Kamla?
Now sir is going to make me dance.
Okay, don't worry.
Move forward. Just little bit. Why don't you do? Just little bit forward. Okay, no problem. Just little bit. Okay, just stop there. So, Chandrika, I would like you to show the 19 steps. So, if you can show. Takadina tom, takadina tom, takadina tam, takade, te, ista, ta, te, say tam. You see, it's very like how it basically it's like you see that churn milk, but it has been beautified in such a way that it looks like dancing. Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So, another very interesting aspects of Kuchipudi, how do you understand this is not Bharatanatyam and this is Kuchipudi is when you see we dance on a plate, which is very interesting. So now I would like to just show a little bit of how we dance on a plate, so that will give us an understanding. So some people, like for a lay person or some people who have no idea about the difference between Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi, please understand when you see that somebody is dancing on a plate, not in a in a proper way, with classical music, not in a fusion or not any other different kinds of music. Please try to understand that's the very uniqueness of Kuchipudi dance style. Yes. Very unique feature of Kuchipudi dance styles, and the Tarangam is something which is for parallel understanding for Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. In Bharatanatyam, how we use Varnam as a centerpiece. In Kuchipudi, we have Tarangam as a centerpiece. So the people, we actually start Kuchipudi's Margam, or what we call, right now we are doing solo dance tradition. So we start with an invocation or Purvaranga Vidhi. Then we do a Shabdam, which is very unique for Kuchipudi because most of the Shabdams are written in Telugu, if you have noticed that. And then we go to the centerpiece, which is Tarangam. Then we followed by, we have Javalis and Padam, which is basically very, again Javalis and Padams are again in Telugu. So those are all Abhinaya pieces, and we finished with Tilana. So that's how Kuchipudi format looks like for a 1 hour or 1.5 hour evening. That's how the Kuchipudi programs looks like, majorly. So we'd like to go to the next slide. So we'll talk about Kimam School of Dance a little bit. So I come from West Bengal. I was born and brought up in Shantiniketan. Then I moved to Chennai to study dance because I wanted to pursue dance as a full-time career. And my parents were very supportive for me to come and go whatever you want to do. And then I came to Kalakshetra. First my introduction was Bharatanatyam. While learning Bharatanatyam, I got introduced to Kuchipudi and Kuchipudi Art Academy. And after that, when I came to Bangalore, I established Kimaham School of Kuchipudi Dance, where we train different background students, where also we have children from underprivileged children where we train them. And also we have students from Russia, we have students from Chile. There are all different students come, so they also, since due to lockdown, we got open to the online training, and we do have students from different parts of India, abroad as well. And so now we are training different schools as well to support them, to give them an understanding what Kuchipudi is, like private schools, primary schools, government schools also we do. I'm part of also Speak Make, which I also give lecture demonstration also with the Speak Make. I have traveled with Speak Make a couple of times. Whenever I am free, and they are also available, so we do Speak Make shows. So Speak Make, I think we are all aware of what Speak Make is. I don't have to go there. So what we try to do is creating an atmosphere for everybody to dance from within without compromising the quality. We can't just from within, if we dance we cannot do anything, but we have to be very specific about the authentication and the quality, and spreading these authentic traditions of Indian art and culture throughout the diverse community. So recently we have performed, I think day before yesterday I performed in Cork, and we had huge number of crowd. We had almost 70 people came to watch us, which was, we thought how we are going to do it, and then end of the show we saw that 70 people are coming in. Some people came after the shows, show is over, and I said yes, it was 1 hour show, but there was a huge response because people, what I realized that it is, people would love to see, and since they don't have an opportunity to see, that's why they don't know where to go. And right now we have a small setup in Cork, Chandrika, my disciple, she's taking classes. She started a small school in in Cork, where she's teaching Kuchipudi, just to give them an understanding what our Indian classical art form, and create the rasikas, because we also need audience who can come and watch us. Not everybody has to be dancer, not everybody has to perform, go on stage, but at least to be understanding of what our Indian classical art form, where we come from, and appreciate the art form. That's very interesting, important for us. So that's what we're trying to do. And thank you so much. And with this, I would like to thank Ministry of India, and sir, thank you so much for being here and giving us a space to talk. And yeah, and I would also like to tell, this is my disciple Mishra, who is helping us in the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you, Chandrika. Thank you each and everyone who is supporting us today. Thank you so much.